So we are now in the booking room segment. Judgment Day implodes. The betrayal that changes everything. Tonight we're diving into a storyline that could shake WWE to its core. A betrayal inside Judgment Day that fans have been speculating about for months. Now, contrary to my other booking room segments, I will not go week by week. I will try a different approach. So here's the current situation. Dominic Mysterio is riding high as a double champion. He's not just the Intercontinental Champion, he's also the Triple Eight Mega Champion, making him one of the most decorated stars in WWE right now. His confidence? Through the roof, but success comes with consequences. And this is where the tension begins. Because let's not forget, Dominic's first Intercontinental Championship win came at WrestleMania 41 when he pinned Finn Balor. That wasn't just a loss for Finn, it was a humiliation. And while Finn plays the loyal leader on camera, deep down, that moment still burns inside. Add Liv Morgan into the mix, positioning herself as the face of the women's division, and Raquel Rodriguez and Roxanne Perez feeling overshadowed by Liv's leadership and Dom's success. JD McDonough is injured but still lurking in the background, acting as the voice of reason for now. This is the perfect recipe for chaos. Ego, ambition, and old grudges are simmering. And it's now only a matter of time before the pot boils over. So tonight we're going to break down how this betrayal could happen, who turns on who, and what it means for WrestleMania season. Buckle up because Judgment Day might be heading for its darkest hour yet. The seeds of betrayal. Now that we've set the stage, let's talk about the seeds of betrayal start to slowly grow inside Judgment Day. It begins subtly. Finn Balor, still bitter about that WrestleMania loss to Dominic, starts dropping little digs during promos. Phrases like, "Some people forget who built this faction," or "Leadership isn't about holding titles." At first, it sounds harmless, but the tension is there. Meanwhile, Raquel Rodriguez and Roxanne Perez are frustrated. They've been promised dominance in the women's division, but Liv Morgan is hogging the spotlight. Every time Liv talks about Judgment Day being stronger than ever, Raquel and Roxanne exchange looks that say, "What about us?" Finn sees this and pounces. Backstage, he starts consoling Roxanne and Raquel after a tough loss, telling them Liv only cares about herself. He plays the mentor role, reminding them that he's the only one who can make them champions. Slowly, the bond forms, Finn, Raquel, and Roxanne united by resentment. And there's JD McDonough. He's injured but still appearing in backstage segments, acting as the pacifier. He tells everyone to calm down, to stay united, but here's the twist. Finn is whispering in JD's ear, planting the idea that Liv and Dominic are liabilities. JD doesn't act yet, but the seeds are planted. By the time we hit the Royal Rumble, the cracks are visible. Dominic eliminates Finn during the match. Raquel eliminates Liv in the Royal Women's Rumble. Those aren't just eliminations, they're statements. And Finn? He's smiling backstage because his plan is working. Now here's the breaking point. The moment where all the tension inside the Judgment Day explodes. It happens right after the Royal Rumble. Dominic eliminates Finn during the Rumble, like I said, and Raquel eliminates Liv. Those were just elimination. They were statements. Backstage, Finn confronts Dom, accusing him of disrespecting the men who built the Judgment Day. Dom fires back, reminding Finn that he's the only one carrying the faction now as a double champion. The argument gets heated, and JD steps in, playing peacemaker, at least on the surface. Meanwhile, Liv is furious with Raquel and Roxanne. She calls them out, betraying her trust, but Raquel flips the script, saying Liv only cares about herself and her world title ambitions. Finn walks in mid-argument and sides with Raquel and Roxanne, telling Liv she's lost sight of what Judgment Day stands for. From there, the tension becomes public. On Raw, Finn starts cutting promos about real loyalty and strength over selfishness. Liv and Dominic respond, saying Judgment Day was built on unity, not manipulation. The fans can feel it. The faction is splitting in two. And JD? He's still playing the pacifier, telling everyone to calm down. But behind the scenes, he's leaning closer and closer to Finn every week. The seeds planted months ago are going to bloom, and the betrayal is coming. And now, the moment we've all been waiting for, the betrayal that changes everything. It happens during the Elimination Chamber build. Liv Morgan and Dominic Mysterio team up in a high-stakes mixed tag match against a rival faction. Maybe why not in the Mixed Tag Team Championship tournament that I just talked about in my other segment. The match is competitive, the crowd is hot, and it looks like Liv and Dom are about to score the win. But then Raquel and Roxanne storm the ring. They attack Liv first, dragging her out and slamming her into the steel steps. Dominic tries to fight them off, but Finn is there, attacks Dom, and finishes him with a coup de grace, and leaves the ring for Dominic to get pinned by their opponents. The crowd is stunned. JD McDonagh rushes down, seemingly to stop the chaos, but then he hesitates. He looks at Finn, looks at Dominic, looks at Finn, and then he extends a hand to Dominic to help him up. And when Dominic gives him the hand, JD lifts him up into the devil inside his finisher. Fan erupts in boos as JD shakes Finn's hand afterwards. The visual is chilling. Finn, Raquel, Roxanne, and JD standing tall over Liv and Dominic, who are broken in the ring. Finn grabs a mic and says Judgment Day was never about weakness, it was about dominance. And tonight, we cut out the dead weight. From this point forward, the faction is split. Liv and Dominic are out, and they're baby faces now, hungry for revenge. Finn declares himself as the true leader of Judgment Day, calling Liv and Dom selfish frauds. JD smirks in the background, fully aligned with Finn. Raquel and Roxanne vow to take over the women's division under Finn's guidance. This betrayal doesn't just fracture Judgment Day, it sets up a war heading into WrestleMania. Fallout and WrestleMania build. So what happens after the betrayal? Well, this is where the real drama kicks in. The fallout and the road to WrestleMania. Liv Morgan and Dominic Mysterio are out of Judgment Day and they're baby faces now. The fans rally behind them because they were blindsided by the faction they helped build. Dominic cuts emotional promos about loyalty and respect, while Liv vows revenge, not just for herself, but for everything the Judgment Day took from her. Meanwhile, Finn Balor steps into the spotlight as the undisputed leader of Judgment Day. He's flanked by Raquel Rodriguez and Roxanne Perez, who now dominate the women's division under his guidance. JD McDonough, fully recovered, becomes Finn's right-hand man, cementing the new era of the Judgment Day. Finn calls this group the real Judgment Day, stronger, smarter, and ruthless. The tension builds week by week. Liv and Dom start picking up allies, maybe a returning star or two, to even the odds. WWE teases faction warfare, but the centerpiece is clear. Liv and Dominic versus Finn and Raquel at WrestleMania. JD and Roxanne lurk at ringside, adding chaos to every segment. And here's the kicker. Dominic puts his Intercontinental Championship on the line in this match. If Finn's team win, Judgment Day keeps the gold and total control. If Liv and Dom win, they get redemption and the right to call themselves the true heart of Judgment Day. This isn't just a match. It's a war for identity, loyalty, and power. And when the dust settles at WrestleMania, the landscape of WWE will never be the same. This sets up a high-stakes WrestleMania showdown with emotional depth and faction drama. And that's the story. A betrayal that could tear Judgment Day apart and reshape WWE heading into WrestleMania. Dominic and Liv fighting for redemption. Finn reclaiming control. JD stepping out of the shadows. And Raquel and Roxanne, they're proving they're more than backup. This isn't just a feud. It's a war for power, pride, and identity. So what do you think? Should WWE pull the trigger on this storyline? Who walks out of WrestleMania as the winners? And does Judgment Day survive the chaos? Hit me up on social media and drop your comments below. I want to hear your predictions, your take, your fantasy booking ideas, and where you think this is the next big faction in WWE.